Darwin Núñez is the Uruguayan 22-year-old goal machine currently playing his football at Benfica and now valued at around 80 million euros, with teams all over Europe interested in his signature this summer. But who is Darwin Núñez and what can he bring to any team he joins? Born in Artigas, Uruguay, Núñez joined his first professional side Panarol at the age of just 14 and had made his way into the senior squad by the age of 18. Now, his debut season was plagued with injuries, but the following season he got his first professional goal and his first professional hat-trick. The young talent had started creating interest, and at the end of that season the 20-year-old was bought by Almeria, a team in the second division of Spanish football, for a fee of around 4 to 6 million euros. And he wasn't there for very long. He only spent one season at Almeria, scoring on his starting debut in a 3-2 win and scoring 16 goals in 32 appearances. The young talent had found a lot of interest around Europe, including some Premier League teams. It's reported that both Southampton and Brighton were actually interested in him following his Spanish season, but it was Benfica who came in for the player. Benfica paid a reported 25 million euros for Núñez, and now at the age of 21 signed a 5-year deal with the club. This was a record transfer fee for Benfica, as well as being a record transfer fee for Almeria and all of second division Spanish football. It's also rumoured that Almeria still have a 20% sell-on clause, so they could well be in the money if he does move in the summer as well. And it didn't take him long to get involved, making his debut for Benfica just 11 days later. Unfortunately for him, however, his season was hampered due to the pandemic. Núñez was actually quite unwell and missed over 4 months of that season, but he was able to score 6 league goals, and Benfica made it into 3rd place, qualifying for the Champions League. Núñez was also due to represent Uruguay in the summer at the Copa America, but due to injury and having an operation on his right knee was unable to do so, and that also kept him out for the start of this season as well, although it didn't seem to slow him down, returning and scoring back-to-back braces for Benfica and winning himself the Player of the Month in September. That was not long before he really introduced himself to the world, scoring his first 2 Champions League goals against Barcelona in their 3-0 win over them. And he has continued to show off his talents as the season continued, scoring 3 hat-tricks and almost a goal a game in the Portuguese league, and up on the big stage scored against Ajax in the Champions League, as well as scoring 3 goals against Liverpool across 2 legs, and what ended up being a fantastic 6-3 aggregate score where Liverpool knocked Benfica out of the Champions League. Benfica looks set to finish in 3rd place. That will give them the opportunity to qualify for Champions League next season. But what are Darwin Núñez's plans? Well, there is a lot of teams interested in this guy. As I mentioned earlier, even before he made his move to Benfica, he'd attracted the attention of Premier League teams such as Southampton and Brighton. And it's rumoured that Luis Suarez has been telling Barcelona for years to sign the youngster, and they never went through with it. And as we move into this summer, the interest has only increased. In the Premier League, we have teams like Newcastle, West Ham, Everton, Liverpool and Manchester United appear to be the top runners. And then away in Europe, we have PSG, Bayern Munich, Barcelona are still interested. And as that interest increases, so does the price. Initially rumoured at around 40 million euros, that has increased on what is today rumoured to be around 80 million. So really, it's gone from what clubs are interested into what clubs are actually able to afford such a high fee for a player. And if you think it stops at 80 million euros, you might need to think again, as it's rumoured that the Benfica manager Verissimo is actually asking for closer to 100 million euros. Let's not forget that Benfica sold João Felix to Atletico Madrid not too long ago for 126 million euros, and I've got a feeling that Benfica might be holding out again for a similar fee. Regardless of where Núñez goes this summer, what kind of player will his new team be getting? Well, as I mentioned, he is a striker, and he certainly knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, scoring in almost every game for Benfica in the Portuguese Premier League and scoring 6 goals in 10 games for his debut Champions League season. His style of play has been likened to Cavani's, which I can kind of see aspects of, but I think a lot of that is the fact they're both strikers and from Uruguay. But he is 6'2", so he's a tall guy. However, he's not really used as that big traditional striker role of bringing the ball down and wrestling defenders. Instead, I've seen him referred to as a shotgun striker, instead arriving into the box late, trying to pick the gaps between the centre-back and the full-back, and generally is very intelligent with his movement around the box. He's quite accustomed to playing different styles of play. In the Portuguese league, Benfica will often use him on the left-hand side where they've got more space, can cut in, can get a shot off. In the Champions League games, they preferred to play him in a higher role where really he can try and get the more counter-attacking goals. Generally, I would say that Núñez is pretty well-rounded as a striker. In terms of creativeness and dropping deep to link play, I don't know if that would really suit his game, but in terms of going forward, he's strong, he's got some great acceleration, and again, he knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. In terms of potential negatives for Núñez, I think the one to watch out for is past injuries, with the ACL injury right back at the start of his career and needing knee surgery just this summer. Now, I know that injuries can well be part of being a professional footballer, and it certainly hasn't slowed him down this season, but you can sometimes find that injuries to a young player can well come back to bite them in their later career. So what will happen to Núñez this summer? Will he leave Benfica? I think so. I think the amount of money being spoken about right now, I cannot see Benfica turning that down. Having said that, the Benfica manager, Verissimo, is trying to throw a spanner in the works, saying that it will be at the end of this season or the following season. I cannot see them holding off until next season. Let's remember that the money here is huge. In reality, it's all based around what has been a fantastic season for the player, but it is just the one season. Benfica don't know if maybe he might not be as good next season. What if he gets injured at the start of next season? And that is as big a risk to them for not selling him as it is for any team buying him. But I do think that he will go somewhere this summer. And it is looking very likely that he will make his way to the Premier League. It appears the front runners are Newcastle, Manchester United and Liverpool at the moment, coming out and saying that he will move to the Premier League this summer and he will be going to a club with a project. Now, make of that what you will. We know that Newcastle have a project with the new owners. We know Manchester United are looking at a new project with Ten Hag and the new manager. And let's be honest, isn't every team building a new project at the start of every season? So we don't really know what that means yet. But as I say, it appears to be the Premier League is where he will be going. Would you like Darwin Núñez to join your club? Well, let me know down in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, be sure to click here and watch one of my other Who Is videos talking about Sven Botman, the young centre-back prospect set to head out to a new club this summer. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.